Hello everyone. In this video we're going to install Linux Mint into a VirtualBox virtual machine. So if you don't have VirtualBox installed, go to virtualbox.org and download and install it. Then go to linuxmint.com, go to the download page, pick the latest version, and come down to the download links. And you have two choices here, Cinnamon and Mate. Cinnamon and Mate are the desktop environment. So they are the icons and menus and look and feel of the desktop. Mate, they're both based on the old GNOME 2 desktop. Mate is a direct fork of GNOME 2, so it's a continuation of that desktop. And Cinnamon is just a more modern version of that GNOME 2 desktop. So Mate is GNOME 2 basically, and Cinnamon is just a more modernized version of that. So they're very similar. It's just, I like more modern things, but I was a big fan of GNOME 2, so I picked Cinnamon. Click on 64-bit, and that will take you to the mirrors page. So a mirror is basically just a website where you can download Linux Mint from. And it's also the place where you'll get your updates and packages and things like that from when you install stuff. So there are mirrors all over the world. You can pick the one closest to you and just download Linux Mint from there. Once you have Linux Mint downloaded, then you open up VirtualBox and click on New to create a new virtual machine. We'll name this one Linux Mint. Make sure the operating system type is Linux, and for the version you want to pick Ubuntu 64-bit, and that's because Linux Mint is based on Ubuntu. Next, you'll want to choose your memory size, and as a standard rule you don't want to give more than half of your system RAM to your virtual machine. So if you had 4 gigs of RAM on your machine, you would not want to give more than 2 gigs to here in your virtual machine. I have 16 gigs, so I can safely give 4 gigs of RAM to my virtual machine. Then we'll create a virtual hard disk, and we'll use the default VDI file type. And I like to create dynamically allocated hard disks for my virtual machine so that it doesn't use more than it needs on my actual hard drive. So like here, I like to give 20 gigs to my virtual machine, but it won't use all of that if it doesn't need it. And then we hit create. Now for our virtual machine, we want to go to settings, and in the general tab go to advanced, and I like to share my clipboard so that I can copy and paste things from my regular operating system to my virtual machine back and forth. If you like drag and drop, there's an option for that also. Go to system and processor. I like to give at least 2 processors to my virtual machine just to help things run more smoothly. Video memory, I like to give 32 megabytes of video memory just to help things run more smoothly. Storage, audio, network, you want to make sure that you're attached to your network adapter. That just lets the virtual machine use the internet through your computer. And shared folders, I like to share my downloads folder. And auto mount, that means it'll automatically connect to it when I start my virtual machine. That's just so I can share files with my virtual machine through my downloads folder. Click OK, and now start up the virtual machine, and it will ask where's the installation media. So we'll click this and choose the Linux Mint ISO that we downloaded and click start. Now it'll start a countdown, and you can skip that by pressing enter and enter again. And you'll see some little errors that pop up in the virtual machine during the installation, but I think those are just because we're doing this in a virtual machine. I don't actually see those when I install this on my actual computer. Okay, and this software rendering mode is just because there's no graphics acceleration in the virtual machine. So I don't see that in my actual computer. Double click install Linux Mint and it'll open this wizard to walk you through the installation process. And this erase disk and install Linux Mint, this is only talking about the virtual disk that we created, the 20 gig drive. So this won't actually do anything to your actual hard drive, so you don't have to worry about it. And this will create partitions. This is the normal 2 partitions. The ext4 is actually your hard drive space, and this swap partition is just in case the operating system is trying to load anything in the RAM that it doesn't fit, so it'll use the swap as kind of like an overflow for your RAM. If you don't know what that means, don't worry about it. Click your time zone, choose your keyboard layout, and create your user account. I do recommend strong passwords, but this is a demo, so I'm not worried about a strong password. Now it'll download and install files, and I will be back whenever that's done. Okay, so now the installation is complete and we can restart. It's going to ask us to press enter to continue restarting. And that just happens when you do the installation. It's so you can take out the disk if you were actually putting a CD into a computer to install this. Now we can log in with our account that we created. And there we go. So the welcome screen gives you quick links to install drivers and apps and allow you to get to know Linux Mint a little better. I like to turn it off. Then you'll see down here there will be a shield, and it will be blue if there are updates to install. So there it is. Once it turns blue, you can click on it. And we have Mint update is this update manager application. So we need to update it. And it's asking if we want to switch to a local mirror. And that's because packages.linuxmint.com might not be the fastest mirror for us. So we can go to here and select another one, and it'll show you the speed for the mirror. So that's the download speed. So you want to pick the fastest one. And same thing for base. And then we update the cache, and that just syncs up the update manager with the new mirrors that we picked. And then refresh this and install updates. So now that the update manager was updated, it found other packages that need to be updated. So we can install all of these, and basically, anything that was checked in this column, so the upgrade column, anything that's checked in here will get installed. And now it will download and install the package updates. And I'll be back when that's done. Okay, now the updates have installed, so we can close this. And now is a good time to create a snapshot. So we'll create a snapshot and call it fresh install. And that's just so if we mess up anything in the future, we don't have to go back and reinstall the operating system. We can just revert back to this snapshot. And now we have Linux Mint installed and ready to use. So that's what we'll do in the next video. Thanks for watching.